Are you happy with your placing? Hey guys, I am back in New Zealand. We are officially 3 weeks post-comp. I have taken a little while to get this video out for you of my post-comp wrap-up, just because I wanted to wait till I got the judges' feedback so I can put that all into one video. I'm really sorry, this is just going to be a chatting video, but I did do a little Q&A on my Instagram, so I'll be going over some of your questions about my post-comp journey and my plans for the future, and also my judges' feedback with you as well. But I wanted to start by just talking a little bit about the show and what that was like. I had the best time. It was so lovely to meet everyone. It was so exciting. I felt like I was on cloud 9. It honestly didn't feel real the whole time that we were there. It went so quickly. I am still trying to process it all, to be honest, and debriefing going through the whole day. But I really had the best time and I really enjoyed every minute of it. Everyone was so lovely backstage, and it was so cool to meet everyone that I'd been talking to on Instagram and following their journeys as well. So yeah, that was how it felt on show day. I placed 7th in a lineup of 25 girls. It was a really, really competitive category. It was probably one of the toughest that I've seen. I've watched all of the Aussie shows for the last few years. I think since 2017, I think they're on Vimeo, and I've watched them all numerous times, and I have to say that this year the caliber of athletes was insane. It was absolutely insane. So that was pretty overwhelming, knowing that I was up against so many really competitive girls, but it was also really exciting because you want to compete with the best, and I think that I was up there with some of the best amateur athletes that I've ever seen. So on from that, I did get my judges' feedback just the other day. It was really positive. We're really happy with all the feedback. So you get bullet points from each of the judges, and you only get feedback if you place top 10. So for those of you who don't know about that, so placing in the top 10 is really good for me to be able to get that feedback, to take that on board for my next building phase and for my next prep, so we know what to do to come in better and to do better and get a better placing next time. So I'll go over that with you. I've got that here. One, beautiful look overall, bring more conditioned lower body and work on adding size to the glutes. Second judge, stunning, glowed on stage. That's literally all I got. Third one, stunning bikini, could be tighter in the glutes. Next one, great look, love the bikini, keep adding more muscle to create shape and curves throughout. And last one, tighter / bigger glutes, nice look for bikini. So what we took from that is that I just basically need to build up more size on my glutes. That was pretty much the main feedback. In terms of conditioning, that'll just come with having more size on the lower body. We don't necessarily think it's about coming in leaner. I think that coming in any leaner, I'd start wasting away a little bit. But yeah, having more muscle development will give that tighter look through the glutes and lower body. So yeah, it's really positive having feedback which we can just narrow in on one thing. And then yeah, I'm really happy they loved my bikini and my stage presence and everything. So massive thank you to Rob and Tani for helping me get to a point where all I really need to work on now is building a fat ass. But yeah, so that was my judges' feedback. Nothing too crazy, nothing that I didn't expect. I really knew that it was going to be build a whole lot more size on my glutes. It's always the feedback for bikini, and I know that I haven't really put a lot of emphasis on my glute training until I started training with Rob. I kind of neglected it a little bit, so I'm really looking forward to this off season, to being able to really hone in on that size. So moving on a bit from the judges' feedback, I definitely have my own views on what I want to work on in terms of my physique in this off season. Obviously glutes, I knew that, and also my hamstrings, I do want to build those up a bit more. I want a bit more size on my quads as well. So just like general over body, build up that size a lot more. I really want to work a whole lot more on my core and tightening that up. I do train my core twice a week after my upper body. And I have neglected that a little bit in the past. So I am working on that a whole lot more and making sure I don't skip those ever. And I'm also working on doing vacuums, because I know this might sound crazy to a lot of people, but when I look at my body, like really critically, you know, you have to in this sport, I feel like there's not that super tightness in the waist that there could be, and I think that vacuums will help a lot to really cinch that in and give that more hourglass shape that they do really look for with bikini. So I am implementing vacuums now, and I'm going to continue doing those for the foreseeable future, and definitely during my next prep. I wanted to do them last prep and then I just kind of forgot about it. It wasn't my priority, and I definitely want to make that a focus of mine in this off season and for my next prep. I want to build up a little bit more in my shoulders. So I really like the big shoulders, and you know, big lower body, big shoulders will just give that illusion of the small waist as well. I really want to put my focus more into strength-based goals. So at the very start of my prep, when my calories were still really high, I did hit 105 kilo squat, and I do want to be able to rep that by the end of this building season and get really strong. I am pretty close to being able to do nearly 200 for a hip thrust, I think. Just like a 1 rep max kind of thing. So I would like to get that. That's a really big goal of mine that I've had for quite some time now. And I really want to build up my Romanian deadlifts to 80 kilos. I can do 70 for very few reps, so I would like to get to 80. So you have some really big strength goals in terms of lower body, and I just kind of want to maintain a lot of the size, maybe put a little bit on, but I think that my upper body for bikini doesn't need a whole lot more size added to it, just to stay within the criteria. So yeah, those are my main kind of goals at the moment for strength, and I am looking forward to putting my focus on that rather than just getting lean. So yeah, shifting that mindset a lot as well. Now, I put up a Q&A the other day for my post-comp journey to hear what you guys wanted to know in terms of, you know, the next phase. So I'll jump into those now. The first question is, how are you going with your diet post-comp / are you doing a reverse diet? I put the slash in there because so many questions came in with the exact same thing. So for all of you who asked this, I've just put it into one. You know, I'd like to sit here and tell you that I'm nailing it and that I am hitting my reverse and that I've done so well. And you know, in the past, you know, this is my 4th prep. It might have been my first time on stage, but it is my 4th prep. So I have done 3 reverse diets in the past, and I have nailed those. I've done 3 successful reverse diets. I basically ate like a dickhead for 2 weeks, I'm not gonna lie. You know, we went out for dinner and drinks straight after the show. Prior to going out for the dinner and drinks, I ate a whole bunch of cookie pies. Not like the whole thing, like I had a bite of each one. I felt really sick that night. And then, you know, I woke up the next day, I went out for breakfast and I got an almond croissant because that was like the only thing I was craving all prep. Like, I had in my check-in form, I just left it in there for probably like a month and a half in prep, that the only thing I want more than to win is an almond croissant, so I won't have one. And so I think I'm funny, and so I just left that in there for Rob. But like, I really wanted that, so I had that, and it was amazing. And that was from Bam Bam Bakehouse, and I like searched them up and everything, and so I'd been looking forward to that. And then we went to Cali and had drinks and food there, and then we went to Milky Lane, and I got that burger that I dipped in cheese and like chicken wings and cocktails and all this food. And then I was like, hey, when I get home, I'm gonna pull my shit together. But then, I got home and I was with my boyfriend and my flatmate and all my friends, and I just wanted to celebrate with people. And in reality, my mindset just wasn't the greatest. I was just like, I don't really care if I gain back the weight. I want to live my life. It's not a good mindset to have. There's like health reasons why you should reverse diet. Your metabolism is in a really like vulnerable position. Your whole body is really vulnerable, and you gotta be nice to your body. And I kind of learned that the hard way. I knew it, I just kind of got a bit of a wake-up call. I ended up really sick. I had some sort of stomach bug or something, and I was vomiting all day, slept for like 24 hours, and then I was like, okay, pull your shit together. So I did for a few days, and then I went a little bit crazy again, and I was kind of being pretty inconsistent, and I was like, look, I'm stronger than this mentally, and I have pulled my stuff together now. So we're 3 weeks post-comp, and I did roughly 2 weeks of being a bit of an idiot, and then this last week I've done really well. I've stuck to my reverse diet. I've been mostly hitting my steps, and I've trained and all that kind of stuff, and I've stuck to my water. That's like the only thing that I've definitely stuck to this whole time. I'm taking my creatine, which was a big goal of mine because I'm pretty slack with it. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm going with the reverse diet. I've started it a little bit delayed, but I am doing it now, and I think my main goal with it, just to be nice to myself, is to eat responsibly when I'm at home and fit my macros when I'm at home, so that I have the flexibility to go out with my friends, go out with Nathan, and eat and socialize and have fun and make memories. Because honestly, what is life if it's not making memories with people and enjoying food? Like, sometimes you've really just got to be like memories over macros. And yeah, so I'm just trying to have a lot more of that in the next few months. The next question is body fat pre-comp versus now. So I don't do body fat testing, so I'm not actually sure of what my body fat percentages would have been. I lost about 10 kilos in comp prep in that 13 weeks. So that's about the only data I can give you there. But yeah, I haven't done body fat testing, so I wouldn't know. Are you happy with your placing? I'm happy, and I'm in the sense that I'm really proud of myself. It was my first comp, and I can't really be expecting a lot from that. I'm really glad I placed in the top 10 because, I really wanted to place in the top 10 and get the judges' feedback. That was really important to me. I think at the end of the day, everyone wants to win. It's a competitive sport, and there's going to be disappointment, like backstage, the vibe from like before you go on stage versus when you come off after they announce the top 3 and like give the awards and stuff, the vibe was so different. There's a lot of really disappointed people, some pissed off people, everyone's tired as well, but it was, it's sad, and I can't be disappointed with my placing. I'm really happy with it, but it has definitely given me the drive and the want to fight to really come back and do better and really push for those top spots. I really wanted to place in the top 5. A really bold goal for my first comp, I know, but it still wasn't my first prep. I had worked really hard for a number of shows, and I did really want that for myself, and I didn't quite get there, so Next year. Next year, that's the goal. One high and one low of the prep process. The high is proving to yourself every single day that you are stronger than your mind, you are stronger than you can even give yourself credit for, to be honest, like that you can really push through, that you're resilient enough, and that you care and you're determined enough about your goal. Like you learn so much and like prove so much to yourself about how strong you really are being able to do that. You know, everyone comes from different circumstances. I'm really fortunate in the fact that I work for myself. You know, a lot of people are in like shift work and 9-to-5s and stuff, which would be really hard, but like, you know, I live at home with two people that aren't into fitness and don't do any form of like macros or anything. You know, they ate takeaways most of my prep, and had beers and stuff, and like having to say no or like sit there with my chicken and my really plain, I guess, boring food, while, you know, other people around me got to have the stuff that, you know, I wanted. You know, and like proving to myself that I could really do it and like push past anything, you know, that I care about it enough, and that, you know, I'm determined enough was really cool. And then a low of the prep process, I guess, you know, it's a really isolating sport. You give up a lot. You miss out on, you know, like, I guess, you know, going back to that memories thing as well, like, you miss out on any form of opportunity to like go out with your friends and do certain things. Like I still went to like birthdays or like drinks and stuff like that, and I would drink water and be the designated driver and take my food, but I'm the kind of person, I don't care if I'm sitting in a restaurant eating my prepped food, or I don't care about eating my food and then going out and sitting there with like a Sprite Zero or a water or something while everyone else is doing it. It is hard, don't get me wrong. And you know, I don't care if people are looking at me like I'm crazy, because like, I'm like, well, this is my goal. You don't have to do it. I'm not expecting that of anyone else, but I can imagine that it would be really difficult, and a lot of people do isolate themselves because it is kind of hard just having to say no all the time. So I think that would be a low of it, you know, like I didn't have to prep through Christmas and stuff as well, so I guess I can't say that, but next year I will be. So yeah, I think yeah, just the things that you miss out on. Will you do more shows / when would you compete again? So I know that I talked about on here that I was set on October next year because I wanted a whole year off. Coach and I have had a chat and we're moving that forward. I will be doing the April show in the Gold Coast again next year. So looking at starting prep around end of November or December, and then hopefully having a diet break over Christmas, New Year's / my birthday. So we'll see, and we'll talk about that and see kind of like where I'm at, and if I don't gain a shitload of body fat, then maybe I'll get to do a shorter prep. I don't know. We need to have a bit of chat about it, but we're set on April. Last question, what would you do differently next time? It's a hard one because like I don't really like to have regrets, and I'm really proud of how I did, but I want to be more, I guess, extravagant on stage, bring more energy to the stage, like fight for that top spot a little bit more, and just be a little bit more over the top with it. I would like to probably change my mindset coming out of comp as well, and maybe get back into that reverse diet a little bit earlier. Yeah, I think those are the main things. There's not so many things I do differently as I think I did really well. I want to change my heels because I slippery slid in those ones and stumbled. I'm not sure if anyone saw that in the evening show. But yeah, that is my main focus right now. But yeah, getting that posing a little bit more over the top, I think will be my main thing. I think I brought quite a poised vibe to the stage instead of a like I'm here and I want to win vibe, and I want to bring that next time. So working on being a little bit more extra. Anyway, thank you for listening to my ramble. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any more questions, send me a message on Instagram or chuck it down in the comments below and I will get back to those. I really hope you enjoyed watching my peak week, show day, and now post-comp wrap-up vlogs. Leave any suggestions down below for more content. I want to keep making videos for you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed this and learned something.